So that takes us to grind.
Okay.
For you as a businesswoman, how important is it to have the right team? Because you mentioned already your marketing, you've mentioned legal, I'm imagining you have an accountant. How does that having the right team help you be successful in your business?
Well, it's everything. I know what skills I have. I think when you are in business for yourself, you have to really shine a bright light on yourself and say, what skills do I have? And what skills am I capable of learning myself? Anything you can learn yourself. Obviously that's great. It saves you money. And Amie, I think I've told you this like every conversation, I'm cheap. I like to say I am a frugal gal. So I would love to be able to do everything myself to save money, but realistically, I don't have time.
Right.
And there's always that opportunity cost.
The
what
wisdom.
am I not doing? What am I not able to do with my time because I'm trying to save a buck?
I love that.
And I don't have time to do, I will buckle down and learn how to film content, edit content, post content, because I can't afford to pay somebody to do that.
Right.
And I can do that at night instead of doom scroll, instead of watch TV. You know what? That's just someday when I am big and famous, I'm gonna pay somebody to do that for me. But right now, I'm grinding. I can't afford that. But I don't have the skills to make websites. And I need a team to do that. I don't have the skills to do that next level marketing that Jill does. So I'm gonna pay her to do that. The legal, I'm gonna pay those smart people to do that.
So there's so much wisdom in that.
So important.
And I would say that you're giving advice to other women that are starting businesses.
There's a piece of advice for you.
Have the right team.
With as hard as life can be, I wouldn't ask to change a thing. Everything I've been through brought me closer to you. You were the
Today we are joined by Stacy Jolley. She has an amazing new concept of entertainment, being able to give advice and being able to just share her wisdom of not only her, but her generational wealth. We have Stacy Jolley here, and with Advice Night. Stacy, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited too. So I want to hear all about it. I want to hear all the things, but tell me, how did you come up with the concept of Advice Night?
Okay, buckle up.
I'm buckling in.
It is a woo-woo story, let me tell you.
And I love woo-woo, and I think our audience does too.
Okay, so it was 2017, the oldest child. I had been a stay-at-home mom for many years. And the oldest child was getting ready to graduate from high school. And so I was sort of projecting into the future and saying, when the youngest, 4 years from then, was going to graduate, I was going to be out of a job as a stay-at-home mom. And so what was I going to do for my next act? And I'm sitting in my backyard, and I was thinking, what are my skills? What I haven't worked in a long time. And I thought, going through all of them, but I also needed the flexibility to continue to do my volunteer commitments that I had been doing for a long time, and to travel to see my kids wherever they would end up. And all of a sudden I thought, wait a minute, a lot of people call me and ask me for advice. I was trying to think outside of the box. And right at that moment, the picture of Advice Night popped into my head. And in my vision in that moment, I was standing on a stage. There was a fishbowl, and it was filled with cards of people asking me for advice. They had written their question for me, and there were 2 leather chairs on the stage, and it was called Advice Night, and I was like, oh my gosh. It was sort of like a talk show. I was like, I could do this. Oh my gosh. This is where it gets woo-woo. Right at that moment, this hawk swooped down into my backyard. And I went, oh my gosh. And then a second hawk swooped down. I might start crying here. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was a really emotional moment.
Yeah. 2 hawks.
2 hawks.
Okay.
And then a third hawk.
Stop.
And then a fourth. And then a fifth. and then a 6th, and then a 7th.
I've never seen that before.
I have never in my life, and I haven't since. And there were, I've seen flocks of birds, but not hawks.
Yeah.
And there were these 7 hawks, and they were circling. We have a big backyard, and there were these 7 hawks, and they were circling and diving and swooping all through our backyard.
Wow.
And I, was gasping and leaning back and watching this, and for about 5 or 10 seconds, they were circling, and then they suddenly sort of lifted off and flew away. And I always tell people, you might call that God. You might call that a sign from the universe. Or you might call that a flock of birds. But whatever you call that, to me, that was just the clearest sign that because it all happened all in the same second.
Yeah.
It was the clearest sign to me that I had stumbled upon what my next act in life was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I had to put a pin in it because I still had one more child to raise.
And how many years between? So you said it was 17 to 25?
This was 2017, and I had to get her raised through college or through high school, get her settled into college because I knew, as every woman who starts a business or every person who starts a business, it takes over your whole entire life. Yes. And that prediction was true because it has now taken over my whole entire life. And so got her launched, got her set in college that first year. Yeah. And then I got her going.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing that story. Yeah. It would have been the universe to me. Like I would have seen that and been like, okay, the universe is telling me
that's
that
the way it felt.
This is like what I need to do.
Yeah.
At that moment, between the getting your daughter to launch and putting a pin in it, did you journal that? Did you start to ideate what could this look like? Or did it just sit in the back of your head and it was in your heart and it kind of grew from there?
I immediately went to the computer and was and wrote down everything I could think of about the vision. But then I had to not do a lot with it. I told all of my closest friends and family, and I would talk about it throughout the years. Well, when I do advice night, and I think my family sort of felt, they have been nothing but loving, supportive all the way, my friends and family. But I think there was I've never asked them, but they probably thought, as if she's ever really gonna do it, because I talked about it for so long. But I knew I couldn't.
When the time was right.
That's right. I knew that this would be selfishly all me all the time. And I had spent so many years in service to my community and my family that I had to get all those commitments handled before I could just be like, nope, this is just all about my time. I had to clear the schedule of those commitments first. And so I think they probably thought, I wonder if she'll ever do it. So when I finally was like, oh, by the way, I did set up an LLC, everyone was like, you're doing it now? And so they were super happy for me, super supportive, but I just had to not do anything with it except save money. Yeah. I couldn't really do anything with it in those lead up years because that would get the ball rolling.
I think it was an incubation time also.
Yes.
You had this idea, this manifestation of an idea, and it was incubating.
Yes.
And tell me about how you feel where we are in the world today, that how this is so important to people because the world is a hot mess.
Yes.
And so do you feel like when it all culminated and you got your LLC, it's like the world needs this right now?
That's a great, I actually hadn't thought of that, but that is actually a great perspective about it. We are so isolated. So many people are so isolated.
Isn't it ironic too? Because social media, we're just all connected, everything. But I feel like the more you have the social media, the more isolated we are.
Yes.
We're not getting at actual human connection.
And people need human advice. And the best part is I've been at grad parties this season. My daughter only being out of high school for a couple of years. I still have a lot of kids that I know that are graduating. So I've been at these grad parties, and these kids who are 18 years old are saying, I see all of your reels in my feed. I love watching your videos. And then I walk down, the hallway at the hospital visiting my dad, and this stranger says to me, oh my gosh, are you Advice Night? And I'm like, yes, I am Advice Night. And she's
I am Advice Night.
She's like, oh my gosh, I love your videos. I was like, I love you for saying that. You know, and I was walking out of an event at a retirement center the other day, and this woman walks in and was like, oh my gosh, I watch your videos. I love your videos. You know, so
It has to feel
she's
good.
like,
That has to
my
feel
age.
good.
Yes. And so I'm like, this is connecting with
Yes.
every age group, every demographic. And so I'm like, this is the human connection that we
Yes.
need.
And how good it must feel for you to be getting all those good vibes out there. You're giving this great advice, and people are taking it in, and then they're coming to you
I
and
hope
saying
so.
like, "Oh my gosh, that made such a difference." And
Yes.
I'm sure that's just going to ramp up. I mean, the
I
more
hope.
because how long has it been since you've launched your Instagram? So you have a
January.
thing. Tell me a little bit about what you do there, because you have a daily drop.
Yes.
Tell us the Instagram handle, and then tell us how that came about.
Yes.
Because had you been on Instagram before?
No.
Have you created anything prior?
No.
How did you get through that
Yes.
as a 50-ish woman?
Yes, old dog.
Well, we're the same
New
age.
tricks.
We're same age. We're both we're 50. We're
Oh,
like
old
the young of the old.
But this is definitely an old dog, new tricks situation.
Yeah.
So my son, my middle child, is actually a social media influencer, ironically in China. He posts on a Chinese platform. And so he had some experience.
Speak Mandarin?
He does not.
Okay,
It's,
okay.
it's in English
I
with
love it.
Chinese subtitles. And so when I was like, I'm gonna have to do this, I called him up and I was like, what advice do you have? He's like, well, you need good lighting, you know, you need to edit this, blah, blah, blah. And so he was talking me through some various tips. And I said, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do any of this. I mean, this is not my wheelhouse at all. It's my wheelhouse now. But it was not in January because
Yeah.
let's see.
5 months.
Yeah, 5 months. 5
Okay,
months.
5 months.
5 months. But I did not know how to do anything. So I called him. We're on the phone, and I felt so intimidated. We hang up, and this was, let's say, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. We hang up literally 3 seconds later. My phone pings, and he said, make a video and post it right now. And I was like,
Just do it.
okay. So I went and I sat at my kitchen table. I made the dumbest video of all time, and I posted it to TikTok. I didn't edit it. I didn't do anything. I just talked to my phone. I posted it to TikTok. I don't even know if I didn't post it to Instagram. And so then the next day, I called my mom and I said, I need you to meet me in the Walmart parking lot, and we're gonna film this video. I have an idea for a video. I think I have a frustrated director living inside of me. I grew up a theater kid. So I have this frustrated director living inside me. We're gonna make this video. And we did it, and I posted that one to TikTok. The next day I joined Instagram. The next day I joined Facebook. I mean, I had my own accounts that I would sit and doom
Sure,
scroll on,
sure,
but
sure.
I was not a creator.
Right.
And so I just did it. And he gave me the best phrase. And it's one of my 2 business mantras. The one is, the only way to do it is to do it. And if you want to start a business, I actually have a video dropping about that here in a couple of days.
Yeah.
The only way to do it is to do it. It's so stupidly simple. But if you just
Yeah.
that's it.
But it's not so simple because there's fear.
Oh,
Like the fear of rejection.
Oh,
Like, what if people make fun of me? What if I don't get enough views?
Oh.
What are people gonna think?
Oh, yes.
To be able to set that aside and just fucking do it.
Oh, yes.
LFG.
Oh, yes.
Right?
You've nailed it.
Yes.
You've nailed it.
Yes. And I love that your son was able to mentor you
Yes.
in those things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I make a half a dozen videos. I'm posting them. And then my darling daughter, who's, 20 years old, she says, you're doing a great job. She's like, would it be okay if I gave you some feedback?
The sandwich.
And I was like, yes, please give me the feedback. I was like,
yeah.
I need it. And of course, growing up a theater kid, I love notes. I
Yeah.
love feedback.
Yes.
She's like, okay, make sure your head is in the top third of the video. I was like, oh, okay, didn't know that. Okay, because I'm really actually not a consumer of this type of media.
Right.
I wouldn't say I'm more of a Facebook than I am an Instagram or a TikTok.
Yes.
So I didn't know these things. So then she edited for me for about, I can't even remember now. She could probably tell me, but she edited for me for 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. So then I could sort of dissect her sort of formula for editing.
Yeah.
I would send her my video. I would say, okay, I see how she took the raw material I sent her and put it together, but she leads a very busy life herself. And I was like, I can't dump another thing on her plate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to woman up here and learn how to do it myself.
Yes.
And so I learned how to edit myself.
That's
And so
fantastic.
now I am the creator, the editor, and the poster. And then about maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, I also joined YouTube. And again, this is following the universe. You know, you've got to watch. You have to be an antenna for the signs from the universe.
Yes.
And follow the signs. I don't know if you've read The Alchemist, but you have to.
I have not read that.
Ah,
I need to.
girl,
Yeah.
I am sending you a copy of this.
I would
book.
love to read it.
Yes,
I'll stick it
I-
in my next queue.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am going to send you this book. Once you read it, you will also think of my years of the put a pin in it years. I always sort of thought of it as an ember in my heart, where I had sort of banked up an ember
Yeah.
to create the fire later.
Wow.
I was holding that there. But once you read The Alchemist, you will see those years as my glass shop, my crystal shop years. You'll understand the reference once you.
Okay. I
once
can't
you-
wait.
Yeah, it's so freaking good. Anyway, joined YouTube. Now I have to go back and post all of that old content. So I'm posting twice a day on YouTube
Okay.
at noon and 5 to get the old content up to
date.
speed. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you set up an LLC.
I
Is that
did.
right?
I
So
did.
let's talk a little bit about the business. So your
Yeah.
business model
Yeah.
is not just social media.
Right.
You have actual events, which
Yep.
are the advice nights.
That's the goal. That's actually
And you've
the business
the
goal.
business goal. So you've had a couple of these so far.
Yes.
Talk to me about the business of that. Like, what was your thoughts of like, you know, how can I create this and create revenue and get people to come and the marketing? Like, what's been the really hard part about that?
That is the hard part. I mean, people who are social media scared, don't get me wrong, that's hard. But that's actually been the easy part. So I did not know where to start with this. And I just felt like I don't even know where to go. So I hired Jill Sloop and Cooper Bowman, some marketing folks. I didn't know how to build a website. And that is too far outside. I know people say you can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I can't do that myself.
You know what? I think that was a really smart move
Yeah.
because when you don't know how to do something, get the experts.
Exactly.
Because you don't have to spend your time learning it. And there are
Exactly.
people who already know how to do that.
Precisely.
Yes.
And so Cooper built all of that. Jill is a master marketer. And so together they have made a great team helping me, you know, get on the road.
Great.
And helping put some gas in my
team
tank.
behind
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Yes.
And I always say, well, my marketing team says this, my marketing team says this.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that is the gas I need in my engine to make me power forward.
Yes.
And so Jill found Blackstone Theater. Dwayne Brown is a local architect, but also stand-up improv guy. He owns this Blackstone Theater down on like 35th, 36th and Farnham. And it's a small black box theater, and that's where I'm doing my shows. My next one is on June 6th. And the goal is to keep growing those shows bigger and bigger. Take those, I mean, big goals,
Yeah.
because you have to have big goals.
have
You have
to.
to keep your eyes on the mountaintop.
Yeah.
Those shows get bigger and bigger. Those shows go nationwide. Those shows lead to appearances on TV,
Yeah.
a Netflix special, an HBO special. I don't care which network picks me up.
I love it.
I'm network agnostic here.
Yeah.
I don't care. Eventually I'll be on Dancing with the Stars because, you know, that's what they do. When you get famous, they call you from Dancing with the Stars, you know? That's
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. Books, Today Show,
Wow.
Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Anybody who
the
calls.
sky's the limit.
That's right.
That's incredible.
But the shows are
Yeah.
really the goal.
Right.
The social media is a brand awareness thing. I want people to know what Advice Night is and who I am. And I want to help people. But that is to drive the show.
Yeah, that's great. Give me an example of some of the questions that you received during this advice night, because you said they can get like spicy. You had one night that was like a spicy advice night after dark.
Yes, the last show got so spicy.
Tell me, let's get spicy.
Okay.
Like, what was the most spicy question that you had?
Okay, the spiciest
question. Let's do it.
The spiciest question at the last show was, and this one, okay, so just for reference,
Yeah.
on the cards that guests fill out when they arrive, they can either put their name or leave it anonymous.
Okay. Do you invite them up on the stage?
Yes.
Okay.
If they put their name, I say, Amie, come on up. And then there's a little musical interlude, and we sort of dance as you come up to the stage.
Yeah.
And I say, have a seat. And then I say, Amie asks, blah, 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 blah. And we read it out to the audience.
Okay.
This one was anonymous. So I don't know who in the audience asked this question, but they said, I am married and I have a boyfriend. And my husband knows about my boyfriend. And I would like for all of us to get together. What do you think? And the whole audience was like, oh! And we were all like, whoa! And I went,
Like, you go, girl.
oh, yes. And I said, no. I said, this is like in chemistry class where you have a beaker of a chemical here and a beaker of a chemical here. And if this is working for you, if you are managing to, this is my advice. I said, and you came to my show for my advice, so this is my advice and this is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you are managing to pull this off, and this is, working, you do not mix these two chemicals.
Don't mix the chemicals.
No, you do not pour these into a beaker together.
Yeah.
You're going to upset the apple cart here.
Yeah.
If you are in a modern relationship that this is working, these two could meet and fall in love. You don't know, but this could throw off the chemistry of the whole scenario.
Yeah.
I said, I wouldn't do it. I would leave this alone. And I don't know if the questioner was straight or gay. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way, this is already a modern relationship.
Yeah.
And I would not tinker with this.
Yeah.
That was my advice.
That's fantastic advice.
I was like, my first thought was like, this is like epoxy where you have the two tubes and you go like this. You're gonna gum everything up and it's all gonna get gluey. But then I was like, but what it really reminds me of is a chemistry experiment when you pour them in and you get
Yes.
the explosion.
Absolutely. That's great advice.
So,
yeah,
there you go.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I can't
Yeah.
wait to come to a show.
Yay!
It's so exciting.
Yes.
So your next show is on June 6th.
June 6th at the Blackstone Theater.
Okay, we'll make sure we put that in the,
Yes.
in the notes.
And the way they get tickets is you go to my website, which is advicenight.com/events or advicenight.com. They can click on the events tab. And if anyone's listening and would like a discount code,
Okay.
they can use the discount code date night, all one word,
Okay.
and they can get $10 off.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Fantastic.
For your
Sounds like a
listeners.
good date night too.
It is a
It's
good
like
date
a date night for advice night.
Date night, girls' night out,
Yeah.
guys' night
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's fun. Okay, so this next segment is the LFG segment.
Okay.
So it's the launch, fun, grind.
Okay.
So for your launch, what was the biggest mental hurdle for you to pull the trigger, to just go? Or do you think it like that ember just, by the time you got to it, it was just like, you got to do it?
Let's see. Let me think about that. What was the biggest hurdle? Well, if you think about my business model as the social media side, and then there's also the show side. On the social media side, the biggest hurdle was just posting that first video. I mean, it was just terrifying.
Yeah.
Like what you said.
Yeah.
People are going to judge me. I'm going to look so stupid. It wasn't, I never have the fear of, oh, this will be bad advice. That's not really the fear per se. It's just nobody's going to like it. Nobody's going to watch it, whatever. That's more the fear part. Or I'm going to look stupid or sound stupid. And honestly, the hosting of the shows, I don't even think, I was so excited by the time I did it. I don't think there was a lot of fear.
Yeah.
I think it was after I launched, I was like, this is going to be so big, so fast. This is going to be so exciting. And then we put the show up for sale, the tickets for sale. Yeah. And then nobody was buying tickets. And I was like,
The hurry up and wait. Yeah. That's scary.
I just thought, I remember Jill was like, I honestly thought we were going to sell out like this Benson Theater down the street, like in days.
Yeah. I love your optimism.
What a fool I was.
It's hard, right?
Let's give away free tickets now because, it's such a slow burn.
Yeah. So that takes us into fund,
Oh,
right?
Lord.
So if your business model is you're going to sell these tickets, and then that's going to pay for the theater rental and pay for your time and like the marketing team you have.
And your lawyers.
And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that, if you're lucky if you break even. So your funding, how are you funding this? And do you have the support of your funding partner? Is your
AKA my husband.
You're funding, right? Yeah.
I'm self-funding.
You have skin in the game, you're bootstrapping. Yeah.
All my skin.
Yeah.
All my skin is in the game.
I love it.
So for all those years, it was sort of banking money aside to fund this. And so it's all self-funded. My husband is incredibly supportive. Recently I said something about, well, I think I'm going to have to do this, whatever. And he was like, well, then do it. I can't remember, spend some money on some advertising for something. He said, well, then do it. He's just an angel on earth, that husband of mine.
That's fantastic.
Just very, very supportive. But it is all self-funded.
Yeah.
I am absolutely nowhere near a breaking even. Maybe for an individual show, I am close to breaking even.
Yes.
Selling enough tickets to pay for the rental of the hall. I am not anywhere near breaking even on the business at this point. The legal fees for setting up the LLC, the patent work, et cetera. I'm lucky I work for a patent firm as a bookkeeping
lucky.
job.
Yes.
Because
that's expensive, and
Yes.
you get that done by a professional.
yes.
So that is a really nice gift.
Chad Swans, shout
Yeah.
out to Chad Swans, my patent attorney, who has just been a real angel helping me with that.
So that takes us to grind.
Okay.
For you as a businesswoman, how important is it to have the right team? Because you mentioned already your marketing, you've mentioned legal. I'm imagining you have an accountant. How does that having the right team help you be successful in your business?
Well, it's everything. I know what skills I have. I think when you are in business for yourself, you have to really shine a bright light on yourself and say, what skills do I have? And what skills am I capable of learning myself? Anything you can learn yourself. Obviously that's great. It saves you money. And Amie, I think I've told you this like every conversation. I'm cheap. I like to say I am a frugal gal. So I would love to be able to do everything myself to save money. But realistically, I don't have time.
Right.
And there's always that opportunity cost.
The
What
wisdom.
am I not
Yes.
doing? What am I not able to do with my time
Yes.
because I'm trying to save a buck?
I love that.
And I don't have time to do, I will buckle down and learn how to film content, edit content, post content, because I can't afford to pay somebody to do that.
Right.
And I can do that at night instead of doom scroll, instead of watch TV. You know what? That's just someday when I am big and famous, I'm gonna pay somebody to do that for me. But right now, I'm grinding. I can't afford that. But I don't have the skills to make websites. And I need a team to do that. I don't have the skills to do that next level marketing that Jill does. So I'm gonna pay her to do that. The legal, I'm gonna pay those smart people to do that.
So
It
there's so much wisdom in that.
so important.
And I would say that you're giving advice to other women that are starting businesses.
There's
that
a piece of advice for you.
have the right team.
That's right.
Have the right team about you. So, well, Stacy, it has been amazing talking to you this
It's so
morning.
fun.
What is one thing you just want to leave with the audience that maybe we haven't talked about? Like, how can they follow you? How can they get those tickets to that June 6th show?
Yes. So go to advicenight.com and buy tickets. Go to advicenight.com and buy tickets. That's the most important takeaway from this show, please.
Yeah. And follow you on Instagram.
Yes. And so then also Instagram is advice.night. The other wasn't available. Okay. But every day at 5 o'clock Central Time, they can go to Instagram advice.night. They can go to Facebook Advice Night. YouTube Advice Night, one word, and TikTok Advice Night.
Love it.
And they can there's a whole lot of Stacy Jolley flooding the airwaves every night at 5 o'clock.
I love that. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you. And thank you to Legends Comic and Coffee for allowing us this Edgar Allan Poe room.
Awesome.
Our usual sponsor, Set the Bar, is celebrating women's CWS. So they're busy over there, but we are able to get this spot here. So thank you, and continue to LFG with AQI.
With as hard as life can be, I wouldn't ask to change a thing.